Live on Facebook Live.
Hey, Facebook Live.
Facebook
Live here, little buddy.
Toddcast.
Todd, you're
Vegas Toddcast.
That's right.
We're talking about sexual lubricants, so welcome.
All right, stand by. Stand by. Stand by. 5,
Standing by.
4, 3, 2, 1. Stand by.
Hi, my name is Todd Bridges. Welcome to Vegas Toddcast. And my cohorts here are.
Well, I'm Angela Gorgas. How are you doing?
Bob Cola.
We have a guest today.
Jonathan Scott. I thought it was pronounced gorgeous.
Thanks.
Yeah,
I'll
that
take
was
it
it.
any day.
Yeah, that was
I should have
gorgeous.
stopped saying that in third grade, and then they thought, it's got to be Georgia. Surely it can't be gorgeous.
But isn't that Greek?
No, it's German.
German?
Yeah.
You said you were Italian.
My mom's Italian, my dad's German, so I'm a German-Italian. Born in Frankfurt. Well, Frankfurter as well.
Really?
She
Yeah.
likes
It's the home of the hot dog, isn't it?
It is a home of hot dog.
Anyway, thanks for inviting me.
You're very welcome. Okay, today we want to talk about sports. Why are there not professional sports teams in Las Vegas? What's the reason behind that? I know you know a lot about that. Help us understand why.
Well, we're getting hockey.
Okay.
That's already been approved, and I said I hate hockey. I'm
I
not a
love
hockey
hockey.
fan.
I'm so excited for it. So it's the Foley family and the Maloofs are doing this, right?
God
They're the
bless them.
ones that are-
It's great. I'm just not a person. I'm thrilled that we're getting a team here in Las Vegas. But you know the reason why we haven't had professional sports here in Las
Why?
Vegas?
Because you can't bet on them?
Because they were afraid that, powers that be were afraid that they could get to the players and have them shave points.
That's
And
what I thought.
that's what it was.
That's what I
That's
thought.
what it was.
Yeah.
But now they realize everybody's a grown up, and if they're going to get to somebody like, you know, maybe a Scottie Pippen or somebody to shave points,
They can
not
get
that
it.
that would ever happen.
Of course not.
They can do it anywhere.
Sit
right?
on the bench, buddy, in a playoff game. Yeah, so that's why. But I think we're going to get the Raiders.
Well,
I was sitting across from Mark Davis. We went to an event with Coach Mike Ditka, and he has a 702 telephone number. So I think we're getting the Raiders. I think it's going to be the Las Vegas
called
Raiders.
the Las Vegas Raiders.
I think it's going to be the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, the hockey team, they can't come up with a name.
They have four options.
Well, they were going to go with
They
the Black
can't do the
Knights.
Black Knights.
They can't do the Black Knights.
there's-
First of all, black people don't like hockey, right?
No,
Not
they
true.
love it.
I love hockey.
Not true.
You love hockey? Not true. There's only 10 African American players in the whole
It doesn't mean
NHL.
we don't like watching it. We
Well,
don't
I
like
think
You
it's a
see
race
black
sport.
people
It's not a race
in
sport.
the audience at hockey?
Yes, I go all the time.
You're it.
No, I'm not. See, one thing about hockey is it's better in person than it is on television.
100%.
Yes. Well, what isn't?
Well,
Porn?
football is just as good in person than it is on TV.
You think so?
Just as good, yeah.
No.
To me, it's just as good.
Really?
Because you play, you can rewind it back, you can re-see it. Now, hockey's, you don't realize how fast the speed is of hockey until you're actually watching it live, how fast these guys are moving around and
Oh,
going.
it's amazing.
It's
And then they
amazing.
slam in the glass,
Yeah.
and there's
Oh.
fights. It's just the
The
crowd
fights.
is so
People go
raunchy
for the
and
fights.
awesome. The fans are amazing in hockey.
But they don't fight as much as they
they're
used
so
to.
diehard. Love the fans.
People love the fights. I'm like, if you like fights, just go to the fights.
Yeah,
Over there.
but see, they don't fight as
It's
much as
different.
they used to. They're not very many enforcers anymore either. Very beginning, there were a lot of enforcers.
You know, I'm friends with Chris McSorley, Marty McSorley. Chris McSorley had to date the longest penalty ever in hockey. He
Oh.
took his stick and he broke a guy's jaw. I think they suspended him for a year.
Wow.
Yeah, the McSorleys, great. And coming from Chicago, we great the Blackhawks, and I did events with Bobby Hull, great hockey players. Stan Mikita, Gordie Howe, just lost Gordie Howe. There's great. I like the celebrity hockey stuff, and God bless. I'm glad we're getting a team, but I think that's the reason is the betting aspect.
See, that's what I
Well,
thought.
there's
That's what I
a
thought.
couple of schools of thought of why Las Vegas hasn't had professional sports. One is the gambling,
Yeah.
Yes.
that they thought there might be some undue influence whenever there's a game.
Yes.
Said. I don't know why you brought up Scottie Pippen.
That's bizarre.
But people have been gambling on sports. There's the Chicago Black Sox in
09.
1920, Shoeless Joe and Pete Rose and all that. Right. So that's one thing. The other thing is that we are a city that's a service town and people work in shifts.
Yeah.
So they're concerned that people wouldn't have enough time to go enjoy the game on a Sunday because they're working on Sundays as opposed to the rest of the country. Now, well, it's true because here in Las Vegas, when we had the Las Vegas Wranglers, they used to do promotions and have a midnight game
Uh-huh.
or an afternoon game,
Gotcha.
and there would be a lot of people there where you probably couldn't do that in other cities. So that's
The
one,
Rebels
that's one of the
draw.
other things.
The college team. These Rebels draw great great crowds.
Yeah, but that's basketball and so.
Not football.
They have
No, the
football.
Rebels, you're right, but
Rebels
I mean, it's
do-
like a
they
lot of
try.
alumni, or else it's the kids that are going, you know.
And kids like to go.
Yeah, kids love to go, and it's our only sports team here, so we love going, obviously, as parents, I like going too, but you're right, it does draw a crowd, unless Hawaii's in town, and then that whole side of that stadium on the visitors is packed, so.
Or UNR's a huge game.
UNR's a huge game.
It's college football, right?
Yeah,
But
for college.
college-
You don't
college-
think.
Well, that's at the Silver Bowl Stadium. That
Well, here in
seats
Las
how many
Vegas,
people?
it's the only
80,000?
team we have in
Yeah.
Las Vegas.
Silver Bowl?
I don't know.
80,000?
Thursday night game, we've got, who do we have playing in the NFL? You did good. You did good last. We've got Arizona
Hey,
Cardinals
you
against
guys-
the 49ers.
Last time you guys put down my team.
I did
and
not.
you
I
butted
like
me
the Eagles.
And said they wouldn't make it, and now we're 3-0, like I told you we would be.
Yeah.
And you didn't believe me.
And this week you're playing Detroit,
Detroit.
and it's -3, and I think your Eagles are going to kill them. I mean, kill them.
Okay.
I mean, you know, so.
Now, talking about the NFL, Howie Long was just here Monday.
Yes, he was.
There was a rally of about 400 people outside
Yes.
the
About the
Thomas
Raiders.
and Mack, all about the Raiders. So, I think, it's my opinion that with the new hockey team coming in here, which is going to be in the 2017 season, that's going to open the door for NFL, but I think you're going to get NBA before NFL.
Yeah, we already
You
have
think
the
so?
stadium.
Yeah.
We have this.
Well,
we've got the
Oh,
stadium
you
already
already
built.
say we're for the NBA?
I do not.
I do. I think
Because
we're gonna-
NFL, it's in the works already. It's already in play.
but they have to build the stadium.
Yeah.
Well, I
They've
think
already
Sheldon
got a
Edelson
stadium.
he already put up, said he would put up a half of a
Yeah,
building.
but it's still gonna take time for it to
to
be
build
built.
a stadium.
We've got the T-Mobile Arena right now,
Yeah.
and the NBA is very soft on entering, having a franchise enter the city already.
Yeah.
So
I
that's
don't know,
why
yeah,
I
you
think.
know, I
What
participate
are
with the NBA Summer League every year. I don't know if you came or not, but, you know, it's getting bigger and bigger, so maybe, I'm not saying, no, you know, that it's not gonna happen. You know, I was lucky enough to see Michael Jordan play and get 6 rings in Chicago.
Yeah.
NBA is popular. I mean, NBA Summer League gets
Sure.
more and more people every year that they do it. So, and they do some exhibition games here in the NBA. So that might happen. What do you think, Las Vegas?
And don't forget, we're in Las Vegas, it's 120 degrees out, so yes, we would love the sport in the summertime, right?
But it's a dry
Remember?
heat.
Yeah.
It's a dry
It's
heat.
hot.
That's
Football
what-
would be,
Well,
you know,
football in Las Vegas, they tried
everywhere.
3 times to have a football team.
Yeah.
CFL, the Canadian Football League.
Yeah.
Right? The Outlaws or the Pops?
Yeah, you know, our friend
Is that
Vince Neil brought the Outlaws in, and I
Yeah.
was, you know, associated with that. It was fun, and it was great. And I liked the arena football. It was a little smaller.
Arena football is crazy though. It's like wow.
It is wild.
Jumping off walls and
Yeah, it's fun.
It's like running up a wall to catch the ball, hit up the wall, catch the ball, like you bounce off the wall and then attack, keep running. It is the weirdest game ever. It's so
But you
fast.
like the lingerie league football, right?
Yeah.
Nah, I like that one's okay. Only if
I like
something,
that too.
only if something falls off.
It's like
Then
the
it's fun.
lingerie.
If it falls off, but those girls be serious. They
Oh,
be
yeah.
hitting. They be
Oh,
hitting
yeah.
It's
serious.
sexy at first, and then it's like, whoa.
They be trying
Sure
to
you
kill
wanna
each
do
other.
that,
Yeah, they be trying to kill each other.
Check, please.
Well,
Yeah.
I like it. I like the lingerie.
Okay, but see, I always thought that if the Raiders came in, same thing. If they do come in, you can't bet on if they're here.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, you
Can you bet if they're here? If they're playing
Yes.
here in town?
Yeah, there was a
So
ban
do
on.
you go to the casinos and bet for them, or can you bet? Are you gonna be able to bet right there at the arena?
Well, my friend, shout out to John English, who invented sports wagering on the smartphone.
Okay, oh, that's
You
right.
can go to any number of casinos and sign up for sports wagering on your smartphone as long as you're here in Nevada. You can bet from your bedroom during sex. You can bet on a game, stop, go back, stop, go back.
Wow.
You have in-game betting as well.
Let me terrible
Yeah,
to
you'll
lose
be able to
twice.
bet from the stand.
Let me terrible
But are
to
they
lose
gonna have
twice.
a line
I keep bringing it back,
next to
don't
the
I?
beer? Are they gonna have a place in the arena where you can bet there as well?
I don't know about that, but as long as you have your smartphone and you sign up with one of the carriers.
Yeah, I think they probably make you bet outside the arena, not
No,
inside.
they probably
No,
no.
if you
have a
can do it
smartphone-
right on your phone.
Well, yeah.
Well, they're gonna come by and look at you. What are you doing there?
Yeah.
Oh, that's just Instagram. That's a nice.
So your Eagles are playing the Lions. We've got the Cardinals against the 49ers.
Yes, we did.
What about this whole Colin Pumpernickel thing?
Well, I think the dumbest thing in the world is the best quarterback in the league is stupid. Why would you do that?
Do you think he's the best quarterback?
Better quarterback than the other guy is. That guy's horrible.
Yeah.
The guy can't run, he can't move. That's why they got blown out last week.
Yeah,
But
well.
then again, they got my favorite coach, Chip Kelly. Thank God they got him.
Hey, remember last time you brought that? I said, should a grown man really be named Chip?
Yeah. That's exactly right.
At what point do you say, yeah, you're not Chip anymore, you're Charlie?
Yeah,
You're not
exactly.
Chip anymore.
He ruined my team. Now he's ruined San Francisco.
Vikings are looking great. Vikings are playing Houston
Yep.
in
And
Minnesota.
Bradford's
In
looking great.
Minnesota.
Bradford's looking great there because he always looks great. He always looks great the first 3 or 4 games. That's who he is. He looks wonderful the first 3 or 4 games, then he's done.
I think it's looking pretty
See, I think once we get a team in Las Vegas, we're going to be excited and care
Yeah,
about it.
well,
We're gonna-
yeah,
well, see, that's what I'm
You don't
saying.
have a football team that you root for?
You know, Cowboys because I'm a girl and they look cute. That's
like
why.
Cowboys?
But no, I'm just saying.
Well, for the
Girls-
same reason, I like the
if you don't
Cowboys because of
know-
the cheerleaders.
I like
Exactly.
the Houston Oilers. 'cause
Once
I
you
love
date
that-
a Cowboy
I love
cheerleader,
that
What?
thing. You can never go
In
back.
uniforms.
I like
But
their
the thing
uniforms.
is-
shout
You
out,
never
Leah
win.
Goodwin, shout out.
I like the
Yeah,
You
we
Cowboys.
never
just-
win and it's fun to root for the end of
We were just
the
talking
game.
about this, football fans are different than other fans,
Yes,
I
they
think,
are.
because they'll attach themselves to a team without having, like, from Chicago, I'm sure, Hawks,
Well,
Red
the
Sox,
Bears
I
are
mean, White
difficult.
Sox
The
or
Bears are
Cubs?
Cubs.
all right, so, you've got your loyalties, whereas football, it could be any team.
Yeah,
Well, my second
Whoever
baseball
covers
would
the
be the
spread,
Yankees.
whoever I'm gambling
Because-
on, whoever I'm betting on, you could be a college football fan of a team that you don't even live in the city, you never went to the school.
Exactly.
I never understood that.
But everybody loves the Super Bowl. And everyone loves to go to Super Bowl parties.
I don't
and
think
you
you're
get
allowed to say the
opportunities.
Super Bowl.
Why?
The big game, it's called the big
It's
game.
the big
It's not
game.
called the Super Bowl
You
anymore?
can't call it
What does
the-
Lady
you can't
Gaga
call it the
call
Super
No,
Bowl.
you could. As long as it's not air.
Well,
Is that new? Are you serious?
No.
again?
They will not allow Las Vegas ads for tourism on the Super Bowl.
The big
Why?
game.
It's called the big game.
The
Just
big
here in
game.
our
For
city?
gambling.
Oh.
The big game.
It's always
Miami Dolphins, -3.5 playing Tennessee.
I say Miami will lose.
Fish people.
For
Tennessee.
sure.
I thought that
Tennessee's
last
got
week.
that one.
Shout out again to Vince Neal. He's the biggest Dolphin fan that I know. Patriots favored by 10.5 against the Cleveland Brownies. What has Brown done for
Tom
you?
Brady's just coming in there winning.
Yeah, he's well rested, that's for sure.
He's well rested.
Yeah, but he may be rusty.
I don't think so.
Steelers, big disappointment, but it's been a tough season so
What do we a big disappointment? Because we ran over them? And everyone talked crap about us? No.
They're favored by 7 over the New York Jets.
The Jets could possibly beat them.
I don't know. I keep betting on Big Ben, and it's not going well.
And,
Ravens against the Redskins.
Oh, I like the Redskins.
Why? You like
I'm
Indians?
from Seattle.
Because you're from
Yeah, I love
Seattle.
Redskins.
Seattle.
Please.
Yes, the Seattle Redskins
Thank
and
you.
And you don't smoke weed?
No.
Seattle
And my husband's Jamaican and he doesn't smoke
Wait,
weed
Seattle
either.
Redskins, isn't that?
Redskins.
Yeah, is it the Redskins?
Oh, and by the way, for
Seattle
Thanksgiving,
Cleveland?
No, it's Seattle Seahawks.
Washington Redskins.
It's,
What did I
it's-
say?
You said Seattle
Seattle,
Seahawks.
Washington.
Seahawks.
It's Seattle.
Seattle has their own team.
Washington,
Yeah,
DC or
Seahawks,
Washington
yeah,
State?
Seahawks.
Yeah.
Redskins.
Seahawks.
Yeah,
Carry on,
Seahawks.
carry on, carry on.
Carry
I
on.
can
Stay
see
calm
where
and
you're
carry on.
I can't wait to talk about the Frozen Fury. So
What
go
is
on.
that?
That's this coming weekend.
What is it?
We're
What
getting
is it?
hockey here in Las Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
20
it's
years
what
they've
year?
had the Frozen
Yep.
Fury, except for the lockout year. It's been at the MGM Grand Arena, and now it's going to be at the
T-Mobile.
T-Mobile Center. There are 2 games this year.
Huh?
The Kings are playing the Avalanche, who they usually play.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Colorado.
What
And
time
they're
of the
playing
game?
Dallas. Friday night,
7:30.
7:30. They're playing Dallas.
Which
the Dallas
Friday?
Stars.
This
And
Friday.
then this Friday.
And
Just a
then-
couple days from now.
So are those people going to be at our show this weekend?
Yes,
Playing?
because your show's not till 9:30.
Todd has a show called Lovers and Losers at the Plaza Hotel.
Lovers
if I
and
can
losers.
get out of it-
I've never heard
If
of
I
such
if
a
I can
thing.
if I can get out of it to go to the game, I'd love to go see the game.
I'm going to
Yeah,
game
game's
Friday night.
7:30.
See,
Todd shares the
I'm
stage
going Saturday.
with our friends the
Saturday.
Shindas.
Friday.
I'm going to get a plug out for you yet.
This, it's not
We
right.
live a life of
I'm
leisure.
going to get the plug out
We're
for you
ladies
yet.
to lunch.
That's right.
Todd Bridges appears at the Plaza Hotel and
Two
Casino,
sandwiches later.
1 South Main Street, sharing the stage with our friends the Shintas. And I think you're 7 nights a week, aren't you, with Lovers and
Five.
Losers?
Five
Five
nights a week.
nights a week.
Give us
Pack in
seven.
the
If
house.
You've
you
never
don't
seen
try to
Lovers. It's a
kill
great
us.
game show. Todd does
Wait a
a
minute,
great
they're
job.
giving away $1 million. So you got a chance to win $1 million. You don't hear that anywhere here on the Las Vegas Strip. So be there. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And also the
Lovers.
Shintas are in
I want to
town.
go to the hockey game.
I'll host
I'll
the
tell you how
show.
it is.
Going.
I'll do the game show. You go to the hockey game.
Jonathan will do the game show.
I'll do the game
We're
show.
going to see him play. You want to see the Avalanche or the Stars?
I want to see Kings play.
Well, the
Both
Kings are
nights.
playing both nights.
Well, I would assume.
Well, you're going to be in New York, so you can't. Sorry.
Oh no, I'm back on. I'm
You know, we're still doing the show today.
Back on Thursday.
I'm just asking, just wondering.
Okay, and just back to the NHL. Look how exciting we are.
Yeah,
We're
and I
so
want to talk
excited
about
that we get 2
Thanksgiving,
games
by
a
the way.
year.
Thanksgiving football this year. Cowboys are playing the Redskins on Thanksgiving.
I
How
love it.
funny is that?
so
Cowboys
racist.
and Indians. Redskins and Cowboys
It's always
on
been that way
Thanksgiving.
Get it?
You didn't know that?
It hasn't always been the
Yes,
Redskins.
it has.
It has been?
Yeah.
Every year?
Yeah.
So that wasn't the Giants?
No, we're Redskins.
You sure?
Yeah.
Positive?
Positive. So always
Okay.
the Giants and Redskins.
What do you think,
Cowboys,
Las
Redskins.
Vegas?
I hate Cowboys. But I'm a-
You hate Cowboys and
I'm a
Redskins?
fan.
I know you're an Eagles fan. All right, what else we got going on? Colts are playing Chicago in Indianapolis. Bears somehow won a game. I
So
don't
let me
know.
ask you a question, If they build a stadium here for the Raiders, where would they build it at?
Across
On
from
Russell?
where the Golden Eyes should be, or the
We're
London
talking about
Eye?
on Russell Road, just
What?
west of the
London Eye.
15.
Russell Road and rest of the 15?
Russell Road, just west of the 15.
That's where they have it
Oh.
mapped out at?
Mhm.
And if they build, see if they ever got a basketball arena there,
They already got T-Mobile Arena.
and you got a hockey
It's
arena.
20,000.
It's got ice
Well,
and
Thomas and Mack
basketball.
is good too.
Thomas and Mack is big.
Thomas and Mack is huge.
Thomas and Mack is what, 13, 14,000?
So
They have the
where
NBA
is-
NBA Summer League plays there. They've had, I saw the U.S. Dream Team play Team Argentina
So,
before
so
the Olympics.
how close do you think
It's a
the
great
Raiders,
place.
are coming
Yeah.
to
Close. I think it's close. I
I
would
don't
bet
know.
on it.
That's what we want to ask John.
Yeah.
I think it's close.
How close and why?
Close. I think Mark Davis, with his little Lord Fauntleroy haircut, super cuts, really. You know,
He's got a girl though, he likes it there.
he likes it. I guess if you're a billionaire, it doesn't matter.
You know what? That's how you save a billionaire, you save your money.
Have you ever seen?
Yes.
Have you ever seen the hot to smart chart? You know, it's a whiteboard. They do one for women and there's one for guys.
Hot or not?
Hot or not? Well, it's something like that.
Okay.
You're high frequency, or am I having a stroke?
Is
Yeah.
UNLV gonna be able to play at this new football arena?
Is
Or
UNLV
are
going
they
to be?
gonna have to stay at their,
Well, There's nothing wrong with the stadium they're at.
no, there's nothing wrong with it, but they go to Sam Boyd. So
Yeah.
instead of them going to Sam Boyd, are they gonna be able to use the new facility?
Well, right now there is no new facility, so it's hard to
No, I mean, if they built one,
prognosticate.
is that
if I
part
can
of
use
the
word prognosticate.
negotiations?
I don't think so.
Yeah, they may allow that, they may not. But I'm just like in LA, we're finally getting a stadium built.
Don't you
And
live
Yeah.
here now?
eventually-
Don't you
This is
live
where
here?
the old Hollywood
Yeah.
Park is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what they're building our stadium. Finally gonna get the Rams gonna play there.
yeah.
It's like about damn time because we're the second largest city in the United States and we have no
Used to
football
be
team.
Chicago.
You know, and then we had two of them there where it disappeared. But
Yeah.
playing at the Coliseum was the absolute worst.
Mhm.
The seats were horrible. It's a horrible place to be in. You're afraid that place was gonna collapse at any moment
that's for
because
sure.
it was like history, and you're like, and then you're afraid to go to your cars
Yeah,
in
you're-
because it was in
You're like,
a
please don't
bad,
let it be a night
yeah,
game.
it was a bad area. So you
Yeah.
go out to your car and you're like trying to get away before you get robbed.
Yeah.
It's in the worst area possible. So
Well,
this
people were
this
scared to go to
gonna be
Dodger
good.
Stadium last year, there was so much going on over there.
Yeah, they kind of fixed
They
all that.
fixed
up
it.
now.
Mhm.
No, we would have a baseball team if we had a stadium here.
They should have a baseball team.
Yeah,
too,
but it's
see.
so, then it gets back to, well, we've got the 51s, but it's so hot.
I know. But if they had a dome stadium.
Well, that's what they're talking about.
Yeah.
That-
So
and
if there's a
stadium.
dome stadium for football,
But
they're
even
gonna
for
do
football, they're
baseball.
talking about.
Oh, they're talking about don't see football?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
You know,
good.
that would
That's
be
why the CFL team here was like, who would go out in the middle of summer?
that would be the best
120 degrees
thing
and
Yeah.
watch football?
for the best thing
For
for
the desert.
Vegas. Yeah, a
'Cause it's
sta-
extreme
a
hot and
dome
extreme
stadium.
cold.
Yeah,
You go to the
Yeah.
Not extreme,
51
but cold,
games,
yeah.
right?
It's,
Yeah.
can you imagine that ball cold, that cold?
No, I can't even watch those people in, like, when it's snowing, they're the
Those
hats
people.
and they're cheering for 4 hours.
People
Well,
are
think of it this way.
crazy.
East Coast
And-
fans are
They're like-
diehard.
Yeah.
It's
In the-
raining, they're like, yeah.
Well, I mean, speaking of that, I mean, the World Series is gonna be in November this year. And if it's in Chicago in November,
Oh, my.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I mean, it could be a blizzard, it could be 20 below zero in November. I remember trick-or-treating as a kid on Halloween, and just so cold.
Yeah.
My parents would take me from house to house. I would take my kids from house to house in the car. It was that cold, October 31st in Chicago.
Yeah.
Much
Rather
of
than
global
having this
warming.
costume and a big parka on top of it, so you couldn't see the
That's right.
costume.
Yeah, from New York. Yeah, same.
You know, it's like,
You're like,
what are
I'm
you
sweating
supposed to
out.
be? Well, I'm a very cold.
I'm supposed to be the Michelin Man.
Just give me some of that
I'm
very
Pocahontas, but I'm freezing.
hard, cold candy, please. So I can get back in my
Well,
car.
chocolate, can I come and sit down? I don't know.
Stay away from the apples.
Now, we have our own challenges here in Las
Exactly.
Vegas with the weather because, like you said, the 51s. Every year in Las Vegas, we've had Major League Weekend. So the weekend before the baseball starts. And there's usually 3 teams. There's 2 games of a doubleheader, usually, right?
Yeah, well, the Cubs come every year.
Cubs come every year. The Mets have been here. I've seen the Mets,
Right.
Red Sox, Cubs and White Sox a couple of years ago.
Uh-huh.
Saw that game. That's it for me. I'm done for the year in Cashman Field because you're just sitting in a big concrete bowl at 120 degrees. It does not cool off at night like in LA. Where
Yeah,
it's
it does.
But the beer is cold.
The beer is cold, sure, but if you drink it,
Shout
that's
out
a
to
good thing.
Bruce the Beer Man,
Yeah.
But
my
that's one of the
favorite
pro-
vendor.
That's also one of the problems about baseball here. If we don't get a dome stadium, it would be really
It's got, yeah.
impossibly hot.
Because
gonna
we
have to.
love our 51.
Yeah, shout out to Jim
Yeah,
Gillett.
you know,
Jim
it's,
Gillett.
when you think about it, shoot, think about it. They come over playing football in 120-degree weather. They will pass out. They'll be like,
Now,
God,
in
Oh
the
my God.
paper today, Tim Tebow. They're talking about bringing Tim Tebow up to the 51s.
Are they really?
Yeah, if he could pass muster and hit off the pitchers, they're going to move him up to the 51s. And then he's either going to have to cut it or not.
Are you saying Tim Tebow for football?
Well, yeah, if you didn't know, Tim Tebow, he signed a contract to play baseball, minor league ball for the Mets.
And the Mets
our farm team, the
Is the
Las
Mets
Vegas
51s.
51s,
Is
the
he,
Mets
is
farm
he doing
team.
good?
Yeah, so
Yeah,
far.
but his first
Yeah,
at bat, he had a home
home
run.
Yeah.
Did he really?
His first at bat, yeah.
Maybe he's better at that than football than he was then.
What do you think? He's hot? Is that why you're doing that? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tim
Do you like
Tebow's hot?
Tim
I
Tebow?
don't know. Let's see a picture. Can we get a picture on the screen?
Tim Tebow? You don't know who he looks
I'm
like?
doing an impression, I'll get on my knee and pray.
Might have a
Yeah,
picture of
that's
him.
what he
That's what he's
does.
known
Oh,
for. Not
and that's sad.
You know the guy, you know
That's
who
You
he
watch
is.
on your knees, but not for that.
He be praised
All right.
before every game, but he still was very bad in football.
He's
I love
horrible.
him.
He was only
God
bothered.
bless him.
Worst football
They'll
player.
get it together. He's got the Lord on his side.
Well, nice play for a sport that he's better in, which is baseball. Because football, he was not his sport.
He's trying to be like Jordan.
Every time he tried to throw the
Well, Jordan was,
was
actually,
great.
I missed Jordan once, I was in Mexico and I saw a minor league team, the Mazatlan Venados,
Oh my
the
gosh.
deer.
Was he on that
Very-
team?
No, he was on another team that came in and played, I just missed him,
MJ?
that when he was
He
playing in
was horrible.
94, 95.
Two
minor
long
league.
arms.
Oh, baseball.
Yeah.
Two long arms,
But-
and he stood close to the back.
Deion Sanders, on the other hand,
Okay.
hell of a baseball
Okay,
player.
but see, Deion Sanders had something that most people didn't have. He had so much speed that he could get a base hit to the shortstop and he'd be on base.
Neon Dean.
That's how fast he was.
Mhm.
It was like ground shortstop, he was on base. He couldn't throw him out. And stealing, there was no way. Once he had that little lead, it was like, he was on the next bag. The next bag.
This isn't sports, but I think it's funny. I want to kind of get your opinion on this. It's in the news. The harrowing details of the armed robbery of $10 million
Yeah.
in jewels from
Come
Kim
on.
Kardashian in Paris has created a media firestorm, and some are saying that's exactly what the reality star wanted. Adding some fuel to the doubters' fires, according to a report from TMZ on Tuesday, there's no surveillance video inside or outside the ultra-expensive, ultra-private hotel. How did Kardashian free herself from being tied up in the bathroom? Or who found Kardashian in the hotel room or the bathroom? Where was her security and hotel security
I don't know
personnel?
how she was free.
Yeah.
Well,
And
it's
this
an
was a
inside
publicity
job.
stunt?
Everyone could see that, smell it from a mile away.
Publicity stunt?
No, not at all. I think that
I don't
it was just an inside job. I mean, there was some security on the outside of the, it was a
But I
private
know how she
hotel.
freed herself.
She freed herself,
You know,
right?
that big butt, what she did was she angled it around.
She did the big butt dance?
She angled it around and broke those ropes. She went, gah! And she got out.
Well, they're
that was a
comparing that.
total inside job. Everyone can see that and smell that a mile away. I mean, there was no security.
An inside
the-
job.
Well, it was also an inside job
It
of
was
what's
good,
name.
perfect timing. I mean, the security guard went and, helped out the other sisters at the nightclub, so he was away for a while, and there was no cameras going on.
It
was
happened-
just
it happened
rare.
I think it reeks of Ryan Lochte.
Well, that's what it says right here. How does the Rocky sound? Lochte's the U.S. swimmer who got in hot water at the Rio Olympics for claiming he was robbed at gunpoint, which later turned out
I know.
to be not the
You're right.
case.
He's hoping that, oh, good, this
Whoa.
is great. Let's have Kardashian.
Now, you've got plenty of
apologize
experience
to
in this
people.
category.
Whoa, Robin?
No, no. No, I wasn't inferring that, but
Remember,
TMZ is really what I meant.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't think Robin.
TMZ wasn't around when I was out.
Well, no, but there was certainly people following you and reporting on every time you.
No, it wasn't like that back then.
No?
No, that's why we.
There's no
We-
social
we
media
were
back
happy.
then.
Oh,
See now,
I think you would have
if they had social media back then,
yeah.
oh, I'd have been a hell of a lot of
Police
trouble.
trial
I'd be
expert,
screwed.
former undercover DEA agent Michael Levine said when he first heard of the reality star's traumatic ordeal, he initially thought the Kardashian robbery could be an elaborate hoax. It was one of the first possibilities that occurred to me. By now, the French police might have had a good idea of this. He said, however, I'm certain they'll say nothing. They have enough problems. Levine said Paris has more pressing law enforcement issues, the amount of terrorism problems, threats, and
And then we decided
investigations.
to be the only show that doesn't want to talk about the Kardashians, right? We don't care.
I wish they would all go away, really.
Well, I love the Kardashians, and no one wants
You
to
do?
see. No, but I don't care.
You
But
don't
no
care.
one wants to
Show.
see anyone get, held at gunpoint, blah blah blah. But I mean, it was probably a gentle robbery since it was
A gentle robbery.
because
Was
it
it
was
real or was it?
staged. We don't know, but I mean, come on, you guys. Not staged, meaning that it was a real robbery. I think she was completely shocked, but I think that was an inside job. No one was trying to hurt anyone. But whenever there's a gun involved, something can go wrong.
But
so
who in the hell would carry that much in jewelry?
There's my question.
she, well, you know
Who
what?
goes out with $10 million in jewelry?
Exactly,
Who would do
exactly. And Karl Lagerfeld called it out, and then she, 2 days later said, he's right, I shouldn't be walking around with all that much jewelry. So clearly she's in the wrong. She'll probably change the way she displays her jewelry and or even wants to replace it.
Kanye, fan or
But
not a fan?
with that, no. But with
Kanye,
that
fan or not a
said,
fan?
No,
Not
Either
even
way,
you.
I don't
No.
follow.
I don't like Kanye.
You don't like Kanye?
No, I think Kanye does the stupidest things in the world. I think he says things in the wrong situations.
Yeah, I agree.
He does. Like in sports right now, a lot of guys are finally stepping up about the issues that are going on in America.
Colin Pumpernickel.
No, a lot of sports figures.
Yeah.
Magic Johnson just stepped up, said something.
Got a
you
black
know.
Magic Johnson.
Yeah, and I never thought he would, but he did.
Yeah.
So a lot of us talking about things that are happening in America and the country with minorities, which is interesting because they are now stepping up. And these are a lot of big sports figures who are now stepping up. It's like most of them now, from football to baseball, they're standing up. We only got few in hockey, so only a couple percent of hockey. Like maybe
Those 10
2.
players.
Yeah,
Those 10 players that are in the NHL.
what's your take on that?
That-
What do you think
that'd
about
be
that?
it.
You a racist, man.
That'd be it.
You a racist.
10 guys just stand and go, hey, we're saying something about it. It's
Yeah.
bad.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, that's it.
Can't they just be athletes? Seriously.
No, they're really, what they're standing up for is really,
No, I'm talking about that there's 10 on the NHL. I mean, I'm
Well,
just saying, can they
because
just be
a lot of
athletes?
people don't like to be cold. That's what it really is.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, hell yeah.
So the-
I don't like to be cold, dude.
Downhill skiers.
Yeah, I don't like to be cold. So like when I
hate
did that
being cold,
at
too.
a skating show, I was like freezing. I was
Hey,
like,
back up there.
What was the skating
What was
show
the
you were
skating show?
ice skating with celebrities.
Skating with the Stars, it was called.
Ice skating with
It's like
celebrities.
Dancing
Weren't
with
you
the
out
Stars.
Dancing with the Stars?
No, it was a skating with.
Ice skating. See, I got
Same, you know,
I got
right?
booted off. The first round. And here's the thing that made it. What really pissed me off was I did something no one else could ever do. I never
Triple
skated
axel.
before. No, I lifted her in the air and we went around in circles and I put her back down perfect without making a mistake. I did one little trip and they kicked me out. And I'm like, no other guy here has done that because the girls can do it easy because the guys can hold the girls out.
How long
See,
ago was this?
This was like what, 8, 9, 10 years ago.
But
see,
better, still better.
I'm bitter at
I know.
it because I'm like that was a lot of
Yeah,
work,
it
and
is.
she had to have a lot of trust. Me not dropping
Exactly.
her.
On ice.
Exactly.
You know,
Who was
on
your
the
dance
ice.
partner? Or your skating partner?
Jeannie Mino. But she, her husband talked her into it. Her husband talked her into it. He said, just try it. Just see if we can do it. So I got her up, and and he goes, just try to spin around. So got her spinning around. Then when I was coming one last routine around, I stumbled just a little bit, and then I got voted off. I'm like, wait a minute. For that, I'm like, these girls have it
What
easy.
kind of outfit were you wearing?
I had we were in
A lot
Chiffon.
of sequins.
It was-
Chiffon.
it was
Big
disco.
chiffon.
It was disco outfit.
We're
Maybe you
doing-
got
you're
a little off of that.
afro.
An afro.
Was it
Yeah,
your
yeah,
afro?
afro.
Okay.
Was it yours?
Well,
Could have
that,
been the afro
no,
that got
we
you
both
bounced.
were jamming. We're both jamming.
So cute.
It was a great thing, man. And like I said, the men that couldn't skate had the worst jobs
Is
because
it on YouTube?
yes, should be somewhere. I remember
Richard,
seeing
can
it.
you find Todd on YouTube?
But we had the
Skating?
worst jobs than the women did. Women, if they couldn't skate and they need to be held up, the man can hold them up perfectly and do anything they want with them. But if a guy can't skate, he can't hold those women up. We're gonna crush those poor girls. So they had to have a lot of faith in me to do that, and we did it. But it was just, I'm bitter. I got to keep the first every time.
Who else was on the show? Celebrities. Dave Coulier in there?
Dave Coulier.
He's a big hockey player.
You don't know Dave Coulier. Yeah, he's just the dumbest guy ever. 'Cause
Well, he almost slipped there, didn't he? He almost said a word that starts with F.
Nancy Kerrigan was on the show.
Oh yeah, I remember that
I was
too.
the only one she would sit and talk to. I don't know why.
Poor Nancy.
She only sit and talk to, and Dave Coulier, as out of the blue, which was said not to say ever, he goes, "Yeah, it's kind of like you getting hit in the head with a crowbar."
Oh, no.
And everyone froze. Right where at lunch, everyone was like,
Funny.
everyone looked at Dave Coulier, and she looked at me. She goes, "I'm gonna go over and tell her." Okay. And when she's up, we go, "Fucking go, Dave. How stupid are you? This girl's been plagued by this."
Tanya Harding.
Then I work with Tanya
Tanya
Harding.
Harding.
And
You've
what do
worked with
mean?
all the greats.
Talk
She is as dumb as she sounds. I hate to be
Do you have a
honest.
good Gary Coleman story for us?
You good Gary Coleman?
Yeah.
I have a lot of good Gary Coleman
Like a
stories.
stupid one.
One we're doing the stupid one?
Yeah.
No, this is the funniest one. When we're all little, we're running around, right? We're jumping over this little rope chain thing.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Back up. You're jumping over a rope.
You're on different strokes.
Chain.
It's on
It's a
camera or
chain.
just playing around?
Playing around.
Oh, okay.
We're going
So off camera.
We're going bowling off camera, and we jump over. I jump first. Dana jumps over it, Gary's gonna jump over because of his size. He caught himself halfway, and he flipped
Face
over.
plants.
No, he flipped over because he jumped over, but he only hit half of it, and he flipped over right to the face. And we just started laughing because it was like, Big Gary was just too short to do that. I felt so bad. Not really, but
No, you didn't go that bad.
No, it was fine.
How often did you guys used to hang out outside of work?
A lot.
Did they make you, or you wanted to?
No, we all hung out a lot. We all hung out a lot because back then, like I said, it wasn't very many people to hang out with.
Yeah.
You know, and you hang out with, you know,
When you were
outside
in school,
people.
it was all homeschool, or?
Yeah, we were all schooled inside. All of us were schooled in the same different rooms, but different teachers and stuff like that. But it was just really weird because, like back then in Hollywood, you know, the pretty women were like 40 and 50. You know, like today.
The pretty women still are 40 and 50.
No, you're not listening to what I'm saying. I'll explain.
Really?
Today, the girls that are like in showrooms are like 26, 27. You know, those girls can match with the guys who are 25.
Look what
when I
we
grew
have.
up,
Thank
we're
you,
25.
Richard. Look
They
what
were-
we have on the screen.
Well, it's not skating.
It's not skating.
No, but that's
Baby
summer,
Todd.
summer dancing.
Baby
oh my
touch.
gosh.
Here's my favorite Gary Coleman story. Oh, look at this.
That's summer dancing. Oh my God, that's insane.
Everythingisterrible.com. Look at that. Look at
It was
that.
actually really,
Young
it was
Todd
actually really
Bridges.
good.
You're so cute.
Young TB.
Yeah.
Look at that man go.
See, you're in a cold area there. You're just fine. You're loving it.
But you say
For those who can't see,
that.
we're looking at a YouTube video. You can look for it at everythingisterrible.com.
Everythingsterrible.com.
And there's a young Todd Bridges.
Here he is. Well,
Busting a move.
yeah. Tracking problems. But
Well, they
for
also,
those of you that have strokes,
they also said that I was.
Look at that package. Go. You're so
Wow.
cute.
Where was this?
Go,
This
Todd.
was like
huge
a
crowd.
a big parade, and they wanted me to do it, and I did it.
Yeah, you did.
How old are you? Like
That's
15?
funny.
16?
There,
Wow, a little Michael Jackson
Nice.
move there.
Look at, look at, look at.
Whoa.
Woo!
Nice night.
All right, we're gonna post this on the.
wait, that's
Well,
it.
I
I
love
had
this.
dance
Thanks for
moves,
being
man.
on
I had
YouTube.
dance.
So
The
do.
cops turning away. The cops like, I don't want anything to do with this.
No, did I say I did the cops? Anybody
That's
gonna hit
funny.
me out there in front of everybody? Come on, no, they didn't do
Look
that.
at you. You're not afraid
You're
of
so
anything.
cute.
Fearless. Fearless, young Todd
And
Bridges.
they told me I turned ugly now because
Yeah,
I
sure.
don't have hair, an afro.
Well, that was some clickbait.
Oh, you're a good looking man.
That's what they said.
Yeah.
I was ugly because I don't have an afro.
Some
Who
clickbait
said that?
stories that
Something, yeah.
43 celebrities who
Childhood who grew up ugly.
childhood
Oh,
stars
I
who grew
did
up
see
ugly.
that.
Wait, and they
Any
said
publicity is good publicity.
mine was because I didn't have an afro. And I just could not stop laughing. So I posted it everywhere, and people were laughing.
You
It's like,
still have the afro.
it's like
so
how
why
can
is he
it's
telling
like,
you
it's like I
afro?
wouldn't be wearing an afro if I had an afro.
Yeah.
My hair be cut short.
Right.
The hell would wear an afro
I was,
today?
talking to my friend Lou before I got to the show. Lou the Volcano. I told him my favorite Gary Coleman.
Everyone has a new name.
Well, you know, I'm from Chicago, and Sonny said to me, Sonny, it was, Blackie Hunt and Sonny King. Sonny King said he loves guys from Chicago because they have the as their middle name. Frankie the Nose,
What's your name? Your nickname?
Johnny Scott.
Johnny
Johnny Scott.
Scott.
Johnny Scott. I was outside of at Palm, the Ghost Bar, and,
Yes.
and Gary Coleman. I've told you this story before. He's standing in line and he's screaming, "I'm Gary Coleman, damn it! I'm Gary Coleman, damn it!" And they won't let him in. They won't let him in. "I'm Gary Coleman, damn it!" And then I walked up to him. I said, "Mr. Coleman." I introduced myself to him. He'd just done the Surreal Life. I said, "You were great on the Surreal Life team." "Oh, thank you, man." And I said, my friend Chris Abrego is the executive producer of the show. And he looks at me and says, "I don't know who he am." I went, "What?" "I don't know who he am." I said, "Aren't you running for governor of California?" And he said, "Yeah." I went and had dinner.
I voted for the porn star.
You voted for the porn star?
I voted for everybody else.
You have to vote for the porn stars.
Yeah.
So I went to the security guys after. I said, "How come you wouldn't let him in?" And they looked at me and said, "He's just so much fun to fuck with."
That's what they used to do. See, I felt so bad because he was small. People used to dance to Gary because he was so small, and it was just people messed with him all the time.
Oh, he's just screaming.
Oh yeah.
"I'm Gary Coleman, damn it! I'm Gary Coleman!"
See, that was just.
What was his favorite sports team? Did he ever tell you?
Gary didn't even know how to play sports. He couldn't dance, couldn't play sports. But you can't blame him. He had
No.
kidneys. He had no kidneys when he was born. And then, like I said, he had 2 transplants, and he was back to work within 2 days. So they
That was sad.
both failed.
That's very sad.
They both failed because he should have been back at work. He should have been home
Yeah.
for at least 2 months recovery. But they had him back at work, so they both failed. But working on that show was fun. It was crazy. But like I said,
How many years did the show run?
8 years. It would have went.
8 years?
It would have
Wow.
gone 13. I saw the vice president of NBC out here from the tag team time, and he told me, I talked to him, I asked him what happened. He told me the reason why the show was canceled because Gary Cohen's people kept bugging the hell out of the vice president, the president, and they got so sick of it, they got rid of the show, top 10 show. ABC picked it up, they go, why would they get rid of that? ABC picked it up, then ABC found out the same crap, they were like, cancel the show. They were done with it. And we've never got a reunion. When even everyone was alive, they were like, no.
Is there anybody alive besides you?
Yeah, Charlotte Ray.
Charlotte Ray?
That's it.
I thought she died.
No, Charlotte Ray in her 90s, she's still alive.
Oh, it's not in her 90s.
Yeah, but what's the name of the show? What's her name?
Dana Plato.
Pearl Gallagher. Mary Jo Gatlin's still alive too.
Oh.
She's one of the maids. She came in the show.
Yeah.
But we had a lot of big stars in the show. You don't know.
A lot of walk-ons.
A lot of big stars.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
Big
What was
stars today.
Who?
We had like Forrest Whitaker was on the show.
Muhammad Ali?
Muhammad Ali.
Really?
We had.
That ain't hey.
Well, we also
Hey.
had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar who was just an ass.
Was he really?
Yeah, he was an ass.
Tell us about Kareem and your experience with Kareem. He was such a gentle, nice person to you kids, wasn't he?
Yeah, can we tell
He's told me this story before.
we were children, kids, right?
Yeah.
We're looking at Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and we're like,
Yeah.
will you sign our autograph? He goes, no. And we're like, we said, this fool's on our damn show. And one of them decided to say, you know something?
That drives me
I am."
nuts. When
You know?
celebrities or athletes are mean to kids and all
Yeah.
that.
When I was a kid in Little League, this is 1969, near the Miracle Mets, and this is in New York. And we had our Little League dinner, you know, parents came, nice banquet dinner, and Jerry Grody was the catcher for the Mets in 69, the Miracle Mets. He was the speaker. So we were all excited, we're all pressing, get his autograph, get his autograph. And he goes, you kids, calm down, back in Texas where I'm from, you little kids don't act like that. We're like, oh, fuck you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's happened about Kareem.
Yeah, that's what-
Yeah.
So what we did to him, we shunned him. Like every time he talked to us, we'd go and walk away.
Was it one episode?
Yeah, that was our message to him.
That's
And then
funny.
Too Tall Jones was on the show. He signed all the autographs,
Oh, yeah.
you know, and then Muhammad Ali signed everybody's autograph. Muhammad Ali was the greatest
Sure.
person to ever meet. Now one of
Yeah.
my biggest heroes because of everything he's gone through and went
It
through.
was great.
And he didn't. And back then, Parkinson's wasn't there yet.
Right.
He was a straightforward guy. Played around a lot, would fool with you a lot, box with you, play with you, and he still had quick hands and he'd do things like he'd go,
Magic,
like
right.
he said, he'd do like magic stuff. Go out here and do some weird thing. He'd be like, and he goes, I got you. And you're like, yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, you're looking at this big guy, you know, who
Yeah.
was just bigger than life, and you realize that he was like the biggest name ever
Sure.
in any kind of sport.
Sports, yeah.
Muhammad Ali was the
Worldwide.
all over the
Global,
world.
anywhere in the world.
Global in the world. Right? Everybody knew Muhammad Ali.
Can I get a couple of plugs up?
Sure.
All right.
Yeah, tell us about Vegas Nonstop.
Well, we're on NBC Sports Radio Mondays, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's comedy and sports and celebrities talking about their favorite sports team. Like Todd's been on a few times talking about the Eagles and his stuff. So Monday, 2 p.m. PST, 920 The Game, 920thegame.com or 920 KBAD if you're here in Las Vegas. Tonight we're hosting a wine party. I started this little wine business to have wine tasting parties and get paid for drinking. So I never thought that would come, but I'm getting paid for drinking now. So we're having it at a furniture center on Eastern Avenue. If you're interested in attending, you can send me a Facebook message if you're watching on Facebook. Thursday, 7 p.m., Big Dogs Music on the Patio presents an acoustic session with Santiago and Diego La Rochelle. I've seen these guys before. They're great. There's no cover charge. Food specials for October from Chef Sergio. Plenty of craft beer.
Free give out condoms. What does that mean?
That's for you. A shout out to Dr. Jason Yeager at Advanced Spine and Posture. 1 out of 3 people have back problems. Any of you have back problems?
Yeah, we all
have that.
Well, 3 out of 3. So if you suffer from back problems, we suggest you check out Dr. Yeager at Advanced Spine and Posture. That's Advanced Spine and
Is he in
Posture.
Vegas?
2 convenient Vegas
Is he in
locations.
Vegas?
Yeah.
No, thanks. I'd rather go to LA.
You should go visit them before you make that
No
assessment.
thanks. I'd rather go to LA.
Well, you know what they say if you need surgery, where you go in Las Vegas?
You go to LA.
McCarran Airport.
Yeah.
But they're back specialists, and that's going on.
Jonathan Scott, what's going on with the Toys for Tots? That's coming up now. You
Yes,
have
Yeah, we don't have anything confirmed yet. We don't know what we're doing. There's.
I was actually Toy for Tots guy.
Were you a Marine? Because you work with the Marines.
Yeah, I was Toy for Tots.
No, I was
guy.
not a Marine, but I produced it for the last 4 years.
Uh-huh.
This year we might do something different. There is a go-kart race going on
Right
at,
now, right?
at Gene Woods on the 16th with comedian Mike Hammer, a celebrity.
Oh,
Did
really?
they invite you? I'll see
I don't know.
if you want to go. Yeah,
What
that's
day
on the
is it?
16th.
We already talked
What's
about
during the
it.
day?
Go
It's a
for it.
Sunday, 12 noon on the
I would
16th.
win the race, probably.
Yeah.
If you guys want to do
I'm
that, it's a
game.
Gene Woods
You're gonna go back
racing
to.
experience
Oh,
on
no,
Sunset, Las
no,
Vegas
I'll just put
Boulevard.
the brace on, and I'll be fine.
All right.
Why couldn't you couldn't drive a race?
Yeah, yes I can. I'll just put my brace
Yes, I
on,
can.
I'll be fine.
I'm driving it.
I will, I'm.
And then you'll be like this. All right.
That's
Okay.
all right. Afterwards, I'll pay for it later.
Yeah, we'll suffer later. Big Dogs, we talk about Big Dogs later. Great place to watch football every Sunday.
Oh, you should have a
Drink
lot of
specials.
things
I asked if I could plug. You said, yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
but damn, we
If you're looking for a personal
we
injury
didn't
attorney,
get that much-
G. Dallas Horton.
Jeez.
We gotta
Yo,
keep the lights on.
Are you plugging everything?
Hey, yeah, you know what else I want to plug? The Todd Bridges Acting School. It's about time I take my craft a lot more seriously because I'm up for a part. I'm very big in Egypt. I'm up for a part in an Egyptian movie. I really am. I swear to you, I really am.
Come to the
And
class.
so I'm thinking. You know, I went to Second City. I studied at Second City. I studied comedy in Second City with some of the great people. But you think of the Stanislavski method. You think of Stella Adler, Lee Strasberg, now Todd Bridges.
That's right.
Todd
I've
Bridges
done all
acting
types
school.
of acting, so there's a thing.
Method.
I've survived.
Method acting?
I don't like method.
You don't like
acting.
method
I think it's terrible because you go home with that character, your family has to live with that character until that role is over, and it becomes very dark and deep, and sometimes people commit suicide. Heath Ledger is a prime example. Couldn't get rid of the Joker.
Come on.
Yeah, dead serious.
How do you know that that's why he committed suicide?
What happened was he couldn't sleep. He couldn't.
Because he
get
was the Joker?
couldn't get rid of that character, and Jack Nixon warned him about going so deep into that character. Jack Nixon warned him that be careful, you go too deep.
Where did you hear this? TMZ?
No. My friends in the business.
They told you that Jack Nicholson warned Heath Ledger?
Warned him not to
not
go
get
so
that
deep into that character because if you get too deep, you're gonna lose yourself because they're method actors.
Yeah,
And how would you describe method acting?
Caesar Romero warned Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, did he really? Oh.
Caesar Romero. And Adam West warned Burt Warren, don't wear the tights.
Yeah.
There's the Angelica said, don't go on the go-kart.
I'm gonna do the go-kart. Okay,
Method acting.
Method acting is you take that character, you never break character. It's home, school, wherever you are, that character stays with you. You're in that character.
Yes.
You never break it until that movie's over.
Yes.
So imagine me coming home to the family, of my family, and I'm playing like some drug addict, and I'm like,
You know what happened?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that happened in real life to you. So,
Did you play a drug
Well,
addict?
that's
That
why he
wasn't-
doesn't
that
do
wasn't a
that.
stretch.
That wasn't
That
method
was
acting.
You're getting a good example.
Maybe that wasn't the best example.
Wait a minute.
Let's
How about a
rethink this.
serial killer?
Yeah. Okay.
That would be a
Let me-
little better
Let me
example.
revamp that one.
What you talking about, Todd?
Let me re-say that one, all
I
right?
think if your mom
Let's
was
open
listening to
this.
this, you go, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah, that wasn't a stretch. All right, okay, differently. You're a serial killer, and you
Yeah,
went back
that's a better
home
example.
as a serial killer. You scare your family,
Yeah.
and that's what happened.
Yeah, until you wipe them all out.
Exactly. Heath Ledger got so deep into that character, he couldn't sleep, so they gave him all kind of sleeping pills, tried to sleep, and he took one too many sleeping pills, and that was it. And that's
All right.
what happened.
Okay,
Are you
so
going to have a disclaimer for your acting class to tell people, beware,
don't get too deep.
don't get too deep into a
But
character?
No,
Sign here.
I don't teach method acting. I don't
What are
like
you going to
that.
teach? What's
Sandy
what's the
Meister?
class going to be like at the Todd acting? Todd,
Have you
Well,
started it yet?
We started in 14, October 14.
Where are you going to do it at?
The first library. The library.
big
Public library.
Las Vegas Public Library.
The first
We'll
15,
make
20 minutes is just going to be introducing what acting is about, what I think it is, and how I made it to where I've made it to, and the dangers and pitfalls you have to watch out for in acting. And then we're going to get right into, I have to start reading people and see what number they are, where they go, because I have to figure out if you're first string, second string, third string, fourth
Bench.
string. Yeah, if you're on the bench,
You like,
yeah, I got
transfers?
exactly. I got to figure out where you are in it, because I can't put anybody who's a rookie in with somebody who's a lot better, because they're not going to do right. And that's where I'm going to teach all of above. I learned it off from my mom. My mom taught for many years. She
So
found
they'll learn code reading, how to audition,
how to
monologues,
audition, co-reading,
scene
monologues.
study.
Also, to do a public speaking. I do public speaking for years.
Auditioning is probably the worst hell you can go through.
Auditioning is the most nerve-wracking thing in the world because it doesn't really matter how you do an audition.
No.
You can go in there. I've gone audition to the worst of them. Fuck, I'm never gonna get this job.
Yeah,
And
it
they
is
go,
nerve-wracking.
they love you. They're like, I'm like,
Yeah,
What?
what do I do?
And then, and then I go down this and I go, I nailed, I felt so
You're
fucking
great,
good.
we'll call ya.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it. And then you
Don't
go,
go there.
they cut some else. You're like,
What?
huh? I was so great on that.
Well, it's
So
interesting.
you never know.
Acting is so interesting. Also, like competition. And if you look at Robert De Niro, which is, are you talking to me? Are you talking to me? That's the Sandy Meisner method, just repeating everything. And if you know that and you start watching Robert De Niro, you realize that
repeats all the time.
he's repeating everything, and that's the Sandy Meisner method.
Yeah.
So there's
It's a lot of different methods, but a lot of teachers who teach aren't actually working. They're not
Yeah.
working actors.
No.
They want to work, and that's their job.
Yeah.
They
That's
want to
their
work.
JOB.
Yeah. Their JOB is teaching.
So how can people find out about that?
We have, it's on Facebook, it's on everywhere.
That's something. What would you call it? Todd
Bridges
Acting
Acting School?
Yeah.
Oh, that's creative.
Yeah.
Why call it
When
anything
you're
else?
Riches, that's all you need.
I'm just trying to.
Yeah.
Ghetto drug addict, ex-drug addict, Todd Bridges, still working actor, class of crack addict.
We be crack.
All right.
Hey,
We be crack acting.
I'm skinny and cracky. No, but that's.
So you're starting on the 14th,
On the 14th, we're teaching everybody on the 14th.
Friday,
Yeah.
and how big are the class again? 20 people? Less?
We don't know yet, but we're getting people online every day.
Are you gonna keep it in a small kind of group?
No, if we can get real larger, then I'll just make more make more
Time
more
slots.
days. Yeah.
Well, that should be fun. I'm excited about that.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun for a lot of the people here who want to be actors, who don't know how to be actors.
Well, we're getting some
And-
productions here, so it's good. It's
Yeah,
important.
they were shooting something earlier in front of the plaza yesterday.
Yes.
I had no idea what it was.
Where you can see Todd Bridges in Lovers and Losers.
Yeah.
5 nights a week when he's not watching hockey. With all the other brothers.
Yeah, it's like 5 of us that watch hockey.
Getting down with
All
the
right,
hockey.
guys.
Getting
Yeah?
down.
Yeah, we're done.
We're good. All right.
Wrap
well,
it?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you so much,
Okay.
Jack Vino, Multimedia here in Nevada Broadcasting Studios, and thanks a lot for shooting some Googles. I'm Angela Gorgas.
Bob Cola?
5 fridges.
Acting!
And cut.
Jonathan Scott. See ya.
Disgusting. Party hard.
Eat well, party hard.
Disgusting.
Eat well, party hard.
Thank you, Richard.
Is that an hour?
Thanks, Jonathan.
Richard, do not get locked in your house anymore. We help you out.
I know, right?
Was that an hour?
I can't believe I came with a plastic.
Seems like so much longer.
That is hilarious. The guy gonna put a piece of plastic hook into his
How
house.
do you not like hockey? I don't get that.
I hate hockey. It's too cold.
It's
Did you play as a kid? or maybe
it's the
sit down?
best
Nah,
sport.
I hate
in the world.
football.
Too far if you guys
Hate-
are.
See, I love football. I love all
I
sports.
love football.
I love
I love
all
all
How
sports.
long was that, Richard?
There's not one sport I don't like. I like badminton.
Not sure the exact time, but it was
Serious.
definitely.
Like an
Badminton's
hour?
fun.
It's a good hour.
Yeah.
Me too.
I like everything.
That's
Thank you.
biggest, you know.